Yes, sir.
Lens. You must have heard the term lens, no? Okay, let me take black color. Okay, you must have heard the term lens. All right, so lens. So let us talk a little bit about lenses. Now you must have seen this magnifying glass, no? I mean magnifying lens. It is actually. It will be like this, no, with one handle. Usually, those who in movies and all, you must have seen like this. One glass is there, no? Have you seen this? And with this, they will be watching all these papers and all these. I mean, if some more important buildings are there, archaeological people, they will be watching this. Even on the gold, what is written, they will be. Have you seen this? What is this? This is like magnifying glass, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen this magnifying glass? So basically,
Yes, sir.
magnifying glass it is, no. So basically, it is a lens only. So whatever it is there, no, it is a lens, and that too, it is a convex lens. What lens it is? A convex lenses. I will come to this. What do you mean by convex lens and concave lens? So before that, I should be knowing the definition of lens, right, dear children? What do you mean by lens? Lens means, right on the definition, I will explain you. Okay, it is a refracting surface. It is a refracting medium, you can write, no problem. It's a refracting medium. It's a refracting medium bounded by two surfaces, bounded by two surfaces, and and at least one of it, or at least one of them should be spherical. At least one of them should be spherical. So that is called lens. That is a simple definition of lens. What we can give. First of all, what does lens does? So lens, what it does? Yes, definitely transparent. Refracting medium means it should be transparent only, no, Sindhu? It's a refracting. Whenever I say refracting medium, no. So what is the meaning of refracting medium, dear children? Refracting medium means it should be transparent only, no. So it should not be opaque, no. So that's why. So it's a refracting medium means of course transparent. Yeah, refracting medium bounded by two surfaces. Two surfaces should be there. One is left surface, another is right surface, and at least one of them should be spherical. One should be spherical at least. Okay. So that is the thing we have. I'm going to next page now. Look at this, dear children. Now, if I write like this, now look at this. So if I write any lens like this, now this is one surface, and this is also one surface. Now look at this. This is bulge outwards, no? It is, I mean, it is bulged outwards. This is also bulged outwards. Or at the middle, it is thick. At the middle, look at this. The middle part, it is thick. If you go to end parts, it is like thin. It is thin here. Now I have one more lens here. Look at this. I have one more kind of lens here. So this, and it is like thin at the middle and thick at the ends. Thick at the ends. Or whatever surface is there, no, that is like cavity it is having. The surface cavity, and this also cavity. So this is called as a convex lens, dear children. What lens it is called? The above lens is called convex lens. Yes, convex lens. I'm going to explain you what is a convex lens. Convex lens means you have to remember its properties. It is thick at middle. How it is? It is thick at middle. This is the first property, and thin at ends. Thick at middle. That is the first thing. Now it is thin at middle. Sorry, thin at ends. Thin at ends. How it is made, we'll see that also. And how about this? This is called as a concave lens. What is this? Concave lens it is called. Okay, actually it is called biconcave and biconvex. I'll come to that later also. So what is its property? Tell me. You can write just reverse of this, no? What is that? Thin at middle. It is thin at middle and thin at middle and thick at ends. Thick at ends. So this is regarding your lenses. Okay, all right, dear children. How they are made? How they are made? That's very important thing, no? Now look at this. Shall I go to next page? Okay, all right, fine. So now I have one sphere, no, glass sphere. Now if you cut, what kind of shape you are going to get? This is like one shape, correct, no? Like this, you cut one more thing. For example, from this side, if you're cutting from different sphere, it is cut actually. Now you're going to get another shape here, no? From using this, you are going to get another shape here, no? So these two shapes, if you are combining, what kind of lens you are going to get? You are going to get this one is biconvex lens. What kind of lens it is called, dear children? Biconvex. Why bi?
Bicon.
Because two faces are biconvex lens. Why it is called biconvex? Because two surfaces are there and both are convex in nature. Correct? So it is called as a biconvex. Look at this. This is bulge, no? If something is bulged outwards, means it is called convex, no? We discussed in mirrors also. It is, I mean, this surface, this refracting surface, left surface and right surface, they are bulged outwards. So that's why it is called biconvex lens. Understood? Yes or no? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Similarly, whatever it is there here, no. So this is also called as not just a concave lens. It is biconcave lens, and this is biconvex lens. Understood? This is how it is formed. I discussed about formation of this. This is how it is also formed. So just cut it. I mean, reverse it and just add them. Just join them. So this biconcave lens will be obtained. Understood, dear children? Okay. All right. Now, yeah, can I have any lens like this? Look at this lens, dear children. Look at this lens. Can I have any lens like this? Yes. Now it is having two surfaces. Now one is like here, another is here. Both are refracting surfaces. And can I have a lens like this? If I, because the lens definition, how it is, not, dear children? It is bounded by two surfaces and at least one of them should be spherical. I mean, one is spherical here, no? One is plane, another is spherical. So this kind of lens is called plano-concave lens. What is the name of this lens? Plano-concave lens. Because one side it is a plane, another side is concave. That's why plano-concave lens. Why we called it as biconvex lens is both side the shape is like convex. I hope you got it, what I'm trying to say. Next, similarly, if I have any lens like this, what kind of lens it is? Tell me, dear children. Definitely, you are going to write the name and you are going to comment that it is going to be plano. Tell me, plano convex lens, no? It is plano because plane and it is convex shape. That's why it is going to be plano convex lens. Yes, I hope everybody is understanding what I'm trying to say. Next, if I have any shape like this, dear children, any shape like this, now tell me what kind of lens it will be. Now, for example, I have any shape like this. Now, this is one shape and this is another shape. Tell me. Tell me what kind of lens it is. It is going to be concavo-convex lens. What is the name of this? Tell me. Concavo-convex lens. Understood? Are you understanding what I'm saying? You can comment and you can just say something about this. Concavo-convex lens. Yeah. Now, in our syllabus, all these lenses we are not going to study. We are going to study only two lenses, and those two lenses are biconvex lens and biconcave lens. Understood? I hope it must be very, very clear. So these are the only two things what we are going to discuss in our syllabus. Okay. All right, dear children. Now, this lens, no, this lenses, whatever are there, they must be having some parts, right? For example, look at this. If you take this lens, I mean, this is like a biconvex lens, no? I'm sorry. This is like biconvex lens, no? So this is one surface and this is another surface like this. Now, whatever this center is there, no, exactly center part of this. So this point is called optical axis, usually represented by O. That is called as O, and that the name of that is optical axis. Optic means something related to light, okay? So we don't say optical axis, optical center it is. What is that? What is the name of that? Optical center. All right, dear children. So optical center, correct? Now, through that, the center, I mean, optical center means just say center of the lens, center of, center of refracting surface. Okay. Actually, here we had pole, no? Here also we had pole. No? There is a different definition for it, but for time being, being in 10th standard, you should understand center of lens. That's what you understand. Center of or center of what you can say, medium of lens, center of medium. This is like medium, no? Here glass is there, everywhere material is there. Center of medium of lens, get feel of it. That's it. Center of medium of lens is called optical center. Now, through that, if any line is passing through, I mean, for example, line can pass through like this also. Yes, It can pass through like this also. Like this also it can pass through. Now like this also it can pass through. So line can pass anywhere, but all these are called, this is optical axis. This is also optical axis. If any other line is there, no, like this. If any line comes here. So for example, line is coming here. This is also called optical axis, but which is passing through center, I mean center and state like the horizontal, no, exactly horizontal, because it will be having other parts also. So that whatever is passing directly from that center and all, no, so that is called as principal optical axis, dear children. What is that called? That is called principal optical axis. Let me show it to you. So which is that, you'll get to know about that. So this axis, now whatever it is passing through it, no. So what is the name of this, dear children? Tell me. What is the name of that? Principal optical axis. Is this clear, dear children? Yes. Tell me. Principal optical axis. Okay, all right. So if somebody asks you what is principal optical axis, what you are going to write the definition? Tell me. Principal optical axis means, you are, for this you are going to write the definition: an imaginary line passing through optical center of lens. An imaginary line passing through optical center of lens is called principal optical axis. Please write down this definition, all of you. Principal optical axis. An imaginary line. An imaginary line passing through, an imaginary line passing through optical center of lens is called principal optical axis or principal optical axis. All right, or just call it as optical axis or principal optical axis, everything is same. Okay, all right, dear children, now look at this. This is very, very important what I am going to say now. Now this line is there, no, dear children, whatever line is here, this is one refracting surface, no, this is like one spherical surface. Definitely it must have come from one I mean this thing, no, I mean from this sphere it must have come, no, that surface. Yes or no? That surface must have come from this sphere only, no, like this one sphere would have been there. From that, this one, I'm talking about this left one, not right one. Right one must have come from this one, no? These are one sphere or these are two different spheres? Tell me. These are two different spheres, right?
Two.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This is like one surface, it must have come from one sphere like this, yes? And here also this must have come from another sphere. Clear, dear children? Now this sphere is having some center, this sphere, and this sphere is also having some other center. Yes or no? So let me rub it off. Everybody got to know that. Otherwise we can do it separately also, no problem. Yeah. So let me rub it off, all of it. All right, dear children. Let me rub it off and let me get through that. Now, I mean, everybody got it, no? How the sphere will be there? So here we have got that a sphere, no? So this must have come from one sphere. So that center of sphere, whatever it is there, no? That center it comes here, no? So that center I'm going to write here. So whatever center comes here, no? I call it as a C. I call it as C because there is a center, no, center of the sphere, and this is also coming from some other sphere like this. This is second surface. So for that also I will call it as C. Correct. Now both are C means it leads to confusion. So that's why I'll call it as C1 because it is like first thing what we see, and we call this as C2. Correct. Understood. Actually, this one we are supposed to call it as C1 because this is the first surface, no? First surface means like this, it will be there and center will be coming here. This one I should call C1. And this one, this is second surface, I should call it as C2. But I don't want to confuse it because in all NCERT books and all, we have taken C1 and C2 like this only. That's why we are going to write C1 and C2. Is this understood, dear children?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So C1 and C2 are understood to you. Now, similarly, now look at this. For example, now it is same for the other lens also. So if it is convex lens, it is okay. And now if it is having, for example, this is concave lens, biconcave lens is there. Now definitely this biconcave lens will also have a center here. This is only known as what? Optical center, and after that there may be one line passing through it, and this is only known as what? Optical principal optical axis. And definitely it will also have a this also came from one surface, no, from this sphere. Look at this sphere, and this center means it is called C1, and this side it is called C2. See here, now it is a first surface here C1, second surface C2. Don't think like that. If you think like that, here it has to become C1. This is like first surface C1 and C2. Don't think like that. Just think like left side means it is C1 and it is C2. I hope everybody got that, what I'm trying to say. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
fine. So this is C1 and C2. Everybody got to know about that. So once we have seen that C1 and C2, now it's like if any ray of light is coming like this, dear children. Okay, let me take one ray of light here. So if any ray of light is coming here, otherwise let me take blue color to show you. So if any ray of light is coming here to what is this, parallel to principal axis, after refraction they get refracted. Okay, they get refracted like this, and they meet here. So wherever they meet, no, that point wherever they meet, that is called as principal focus. That is called as principal focus. What used to happen in mirror? They used to reflect back. They used to get reflect back because it is a refracting medium. They meet here. Now similar is the case here also. Now it is coming like this. No, now it won't refract like this because this is diverging. Look at the shape of this. It get diverged like this, and this will get diverged here. Now if you are seeing, your eyes are here, for example, your eyes are there, so you are going to just send it back, and you are going to find it here. This is going to be focus. Understood, dear children, what I have told just now? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the principal focus? Definition for principal focus will be the next definition. What you are going to write here is principal focus. That is for sure. Okay, the definition of is blue color okay, dear children, or
Yes,
not
sir.
okay? Okay, principal focus. So we are going to write the definition of principal focus. You have to draw these diagrams along with me. So principal focus means what you are going to write? Parallel rays of light. Yes, everybody knows this. Parallel rays of light to optical axis after refraction, after refraction, after refraction, meet at a point, meet at a point, meet at a point on optical axis, meet at a point on optical axis, or very important, meet at a point on optical axis, or appears to meet at a point on principal axis. They are not meeting here, but they are appearing like to meet, right? So that's why we have to add that after refraction, meet at a point on optical axis, or appears to meet, or appears to meet at a point, at a point on optical axis. That point is called, that point is called, tell me, principal focus. Understood, dear children? Now if they are asking for principal focus, no, so they will be saying principal focus definition for lens. Define principal focus for lens, define principal focus for mirror. So both are having different definition. That's what you are supposed to write. I hope everything is clear. Today's classes, it is becoming more colorful. I'm making more use of this board, and more colors also we are using. This looks beautiful. It is good, or only black is good? Which one do you prefer? Only black or these colors? Always chat section is open. Yeah, all colors. Good. All colorful. Colorful, sir. All colors. Both are fine. Sumitra is both are fine. Okay. Different colors, sir. Okay, good. Good. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you for all your response. Still many are saying, yes, colorful is good, sir. All colors are good. Awesome. So all colors means it can hold the attention, and it can be used. Look at this. They have used all these bigger wavelengths. They have kept it all bigger wavelengths, but yellow is like a little bit, it is fader. It's because white background. No, yellow looks good on which background? On black background, it looks good. and we have other color also. What is it? Black, red, yellow, green also we have. Green is also good. Green is also, it is vibrant, but it is little fader. So we can use a black, red, and blue. They are good, and green wherever we want, we can make use of it. All right, dear children. Now let me go to next section here. So that is like how it is now. It's very clear now, dear children. The things have become very clear. Now look at this. Now, for example, this is the lens. This is the lens here. So this lens means it is having one optical center here. And once that optical center is there, an imaginary line will be passing through that. Let me write it straight only. So this is known as optical axis or principal optical axis. Then after that, I am going to have a point here. So this is called as a C1. And here also I am going to have another point that is called as C2. And this point is called, yes, actually here it came, no? So actually the ray of light were coming like this and they were meeting here. That's why we called it as F. Now think about it, dear children. If rays of light are coming from this side they are coming and they are hitting this, definitely they are going to refract and they are going to meet here, no, dear children? Are you understanding what I'm saying? They are going to meet here. Here also I'll be having one focus here, no? So I'm not going to show it by drawing the diagram and all again, because you guys are sensible to know that, you guys can understand that this batch is really good. I know that, so that that much understanding you have. Now, this one I should call it as, both are F means it becomes trouble. So that's why we call it as F1 and we call it as F2. Is this understood, dear children?
Yes,
Yes?
sir.
Okay. All right. Now, from this O to F1 distance and O to F2 distance, whatever it is there, no, actually it can be different also. But in our syllabus, we have to take equal distance. When you go to 12th standard, you are going to take different distances. Yes, different distance can be considered. In our syllabus, whatever OF1 and OF2 are there, no, they are equal and it is going to be small f, and this one is known as what? What is this length? This is known as focal length. Understood, dear children? This is called as focal length. Okay, fine. Now from O to C1 and O to C2, whatever it is there, even this distance can be different, but again in 12th standard they can be different. We are going to discuss about that, but in your syllabus, OC1 is equal to OC2, whatever it is there, that is called as R. R means what, dear children? Radius of curvature. So this is known as what? Radius of curvature. Same terms we are going to use for lenses also. For mirror, what we have used, we are going to use them for mirror also. Is this understood, dear children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right. Now same is the case for which lens? Concave lens also. You guys are aware of concave lens also. You know about this concave lens also here. Okay. So in this concave lens, I'm going to have this one as the center, and here is F1, and here is C1, and here is F2, and here is C2. Understood? Now same distances, everything. OF1, OF2 is called focal length. OC1 and OC2 is radius of curvature. Same thing, whatever it was there. Clear? Yes. Okay. Now apart from that, now whatever this focal length is there, no, dear children, this focal length is half of the radius of curvature. Whatever focal length, this length is there, no. So if it is 10 centimeter, if it is 10, then this has to be 20. This has to be 20. All right. Even this will be also 10, and here also it will be 20. Okay, same relation. Or you can write R is equal to 2F. Both are correct. Understood, dear children? Okay, this is what we are going to use it for all other things. Okay. Fine. I'm going for next thing now. I'm going for next thing. I hope all parts of the lens are clear, dear children, now. All parts are clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I want to form the images, no? Image for all these things are there in videos also. You can watch there also. Okay, fine. So now it's like, for example, I have a lens here. Okay, some rules we have to discuss now. Okay, it is a lens, and here is the optical axis, and as usual, here is the optical center, and here is F1. And for this point C1, it is there. No, it is usually written as 2F1. in what in your inserted textbook 2f1. Why? Because whatever f1 distance is there, no, so double of that it is there. That's why we can write as 2f1 instead of c1. We can write it as 2f1. That's how it is taken. And this point is as usual f2, and this point we can take it as 2f2. Can I take it like this or not? Tell me, dear children. Can I take it like that? Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Definitely we can take like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. So now if any ray of light is coming parallel to principal axis or parallel to this optical axis, definitely it is going to pass through what? Principal focus. This is the first rule. These are like rules we are discussing. Rules for ray diagram. What we are discussing? Rules of a ray diagram. Rules of RD. RD means ray diagram. Okay. This is the first rule. Now, second rule, how it is, dear children? Second rule is also very simple. The second rule is like this. The reverse of this, everybody knows it. Okay, we'll discuss it for that lens also, which is that concave lens also we'll discuss. No need to worry about that. So this is like a optical center, and this is again a f1, and this is a 2f1, and it is a f2, and it is a 2f2. Now, if any ray of light is passing through this thing, what is this? Principal focus. Directly, if it is passing through principal focus, then after refraction, it will be parallel to optical axis. Okay, optical axis also you can use principal axis also, no problem. It will be going parallel. Yes, is this understood? Okay, all right. Parallel means through principal focus. Through principal focus means parallel. So this is the second rule. All right. Now let me go to third rule. Third rule I'm going to discuss. I think two rules are very, very clear. Yes, the third rule will be like this. Now, this is the lens here. Okay, and here is the axis. Here is a O, and here is f1, and here I have 2f1. That is f2. This is formality. Every time we have to do it. 2f2. Now, if any ray of light is passing through this what you call this optical center, then it don't refract, it just goes like this. There's no refraction, it just goes like this. Now if any ray of light is passing on this principal axis or optical axis, then also nothing will happen, because this is also going through optical center, no, without any refraction. No refraction when it is passing through optical center. No refraction happens, and it just goes like this. We are making use of usually these three things only. Okay, other things we won't be making use of. Only three laws we'll be making use of. Three rules we are going to make use of. One is parallel through the principal axis, parallel, and third one is optical center. Is this understood, dear children? Yes. Okay. All right, dear children. All right. So thank you for confirming. Okay, fine. Now, all right. So tomorrow you have a test, right? Yes or no? Tomorrow you have a test, no? Yes or no? Which test is there?
Yes, sir.
Comment. Yeah. Which test is there?
Real numbers.
Which test? Real numbers, no? So don't you think you have to be preparing for that? You have to be preparing for that, dear children. Just confirm whether the document is uploaded or not. Study material is uploaded or not. Just confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I think it is uploaded. Now it is a time for you, for all of you to prepare for real numbers right now. Once the class is over, you have to prepare for real numbers. You have to practice all those questions, so that, because just me teaching and you learning and just leaving it is of no use. The module should be of practice also. You should be practicing the things also. So once I end this class, you must be practicing real numbers, and you should be getting ready for tomorrow. It's a 10 o'clock test. Is that understood, dear children? Yes. Okay, all right. So thank you very much for joining the class. Tomorrow's session, anyhow, it will continue on light reflection and refraction. And afternoon, we will have one more class, but the timing is a little bit tricky. I don't know about the timing, because we have one more meeting in the school regarding some developments, what we can do. Okay, so that meeting I have to attend. So I don't know the timing of the meeting also. Okay, talk to principal sir, but timing was not given. So that's why if it is over at 12 o'clock, definitely class will be at 2 o'clock. And if it is at 2 o'clock 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, then the class timing will be disturbed. Anyway, anyhow, it will be informed to you before 1 hour. No need to worry about that. Okay, dear children. Thank you very much for joining the class. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Nobody is saying bye today. Okay,
Bye,
they
sir.
said bye.
Bye,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Bye,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Bye, all of you.